Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Life Stories. Next on the show is a story of passion in the line of risk. Norman Katende Semakula, a sports photojournalist, did take the very first pictures of the terror bomb blasts. Norman is here today. They say that in just one picture you can say what can be said with a million words. We take pictures every day, at parties, weddings, with those whom we love, all with intent of capturing moments. For some of us, this is what tickles our fancy. Taking pictures is a vocation, and the story of Norman Katende lends credence to this truth. Norman Katende is a sports photojournalist who won the Mohammed Amin Photography and the CNN Photography of the Year awards. You're welcome, Norman.
Thank you.
Tell us about this award.
Well, the first thing is I would like to say it is a great award. Like, it is one award. Any award in journalism is an award. It's a recognition. And you know, the works of journalists is we are really recognized. The only time people come up to talk about journalists in most countries is about bashing them, telling them you've written a bad story, this story is one-sided, this or another. So when people come up and recognize journalists, I think it is really great.
Oh, that's very nice. So what was its title? What was its marking?
It was, I got 2 awards in one. That was the Muhammad Amin, and then that's photography, and then the CNN Photographer of the Award.
Of the year.
That's why when people saw, they saw me with a map from CNN and a trophy from Muhammad Amin.
Yeah. But it was all founded on the fact that you took the very first pictures at the blast?
It was on the fact that
it was precedented by some other happening?
I don't think it was basically the pictures, but I think it was the journalism into me, what I did in that end, because at the end of the day, it was not about the pictures only, but the circumstances to which I took the pictures. How I managed to stand up and take those pictures when people are fighting for life, people are running away. Yeah. And I think that was about courage. Okay, the pictures played a lot because they are the graphic interpretation of what I did. But what could I have done in that place is what I think was.
Yeah. And I think I agree with some of the things you've said, because you have mentioned that the awards were mainly about your courage and bravery to take the very, first of all, to be on time, to show the world that this is what went down on time, and then pictures in such circumstances. I was also wondering, were you so lost in the picture part that you could not run for your life? Because everyone in Chadon Rugby Club that evening after the blast was potentially in danger. Because, you know, it wasn't just one blast. There were 2. So the first one went off, you took pictures. The second one went off, you took pictures. Weren't you thinking that a third one could go off?
Well, I think the first thing is, one, I was naive. I have to accept that. Because when the first blast went, I was the person telling people, that's a circuit. There's a short circuit.
You didn't know it was
a bomb? I didn't know it was a bomb. Yes. It was after the second blast went off, and I saw people.
So many people didn't actually suspect it was a bomb.
Yes, because we always take Uganda as a peaceful country. You never know. People have not been in bomb areas, not been in situated places where, you know, these are bombs. We've been in Uganda, and you know Uganda, when we call about peace, when there's no peace, that's when people are rioting. That's when we know that there's no peace, at least our age. So when the bomb goes off, very few can tell. Because streamers telling us, take cover. I remember the set I told people, don't run away, just take cover. Because that's a circuit. But when the second blast went off, because I had the camera, because at that time, that was when the match, the full time was about, and I think it was about 2 minutes to the full time. So that's when I got my camera to take the action pictures of how people would react after the match, because it was still a drone. So I had the camera already set, because it was dark, to take pictures of the fans. So when the bomb went, I asked myself, you are having a camera in the hand. You are a journalist, what do? You take pictures. So I started taking pictures from the people who were running, people at whatever. Then those bloody pictures, which I don't want to mention again.
Oh, you don't want to mention them?
Because they are really, sometimes, my first time to go through them, to go through the actual pictures I took was after 4 months. When a friend of mine told me, enter these pictures in the CNN hour, I told him I no longer want to look at them. I said, no, go and look at them, enter those pictures and send them.
Yeah, but something else that, you know, caught my mind is no one was awarded for, you know, there were these people that were picking up, you know, injured people, putting them on ambulances. Actually, some people used their cars to take people to hospitals, and no one ever awarded them. And I know that not everybody can be awarded. But did you ever take time to put down your camera and, you know, maybe help someone into an ambulance, or maybe calm down a crying girl who's so scared or something like that?
There are 3 instances. One, as a journalist, like how you behaving when you have a camera. When I took the pictures, because I was taking the pictures, I remember the first thing I called a friend who was around and asked him, where are you? Tell somebody that there's a problem in the
okay.
And the only thing I told the driver is, can you help these people and take them to any nearest hospital?
Oh, I'm so glad you took
Because
that
that's the only thing to do.
Yeah.
In fact, when he came back, he had pieces of meat.
And I'm so glad you took
He
that
had
initiative.
million people, whatever, but you could not hold, because when you hold the camera, which is expensive, and you want help, you're on the basis of losing the camera. Because if you look at the pictures which I was taking, there was a picture where somebody's hand was in a dead person's pocket.
Yes, of course.
So,
You're
in
not
such
circumstances, they're everywhere.
you know
even in times
what
of
to
pain.
do. First of all, protect your facilities.
I know you have
then
to be cautious as well as helping.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you took the initiative that besides the pictures and everything, you had, you know, this heartly thing, the heartly you, at least helping other people, as well as the professional you, taking pictures that told the world exactly what went down. And then when you realized, oh, this is not mud, it's blood, and this person is dead, and this one is going to, and then another blast. What was the whole progression of that situation?
Then when the light came back, I started taking the pictures of the chairs. I was taking the picture. That when I was taking the picture, you see when you're taking a picture, you just look into the camera. You don't have to look at what you just look into the camera and start taking the pictures. So when I was taking the picture, I saw blood. That when I came to actual sense
that this could be your bomb.
This is a bomb. But I had to, because when you start, you can't easily stop. So I just started taking pictures as I was calling people to help, because I remember I had the crews who were helping people, who were trying to do this. I was taking pictures. The red paper guy was looking for one of his friends who got lost. And I took pictures. They called me at office. I told him, no, I'm still alive, but I'm coming. Then I told the driver, why don't you take these people? Give them a lift up the house. And he did a good job, because they took, I think, two women who were bleeding.
I know. You actually took a step further and told your driver to help some of the people who
but I could not leave my car, because my one thing was they wanted this picture. I had that feeling in me. They asked me for this picture that was at the scene. And as a journalist, what do you do first?
Which is alright, because we needed to know, the world needed to know what exactly went down.
When I reached office, I just told them, this is the memory stick, pick the pictures from there. I want a vehicle, I want to go home and sleep, I want to meet my family. After the bomb blast, I had to go to Canada because I had an assignment. I had to cover the World Junior Championships in athletics. After I think 3 days, I flew out. As a way of me also calming myself down, because it had been so much for me.
When you found out that you had been nominated for these awards,
and I refused to tell people, because I said, now, if somebody calls me, let me wait for the official announcement. And I only told my wife, so that they've called me.
Why didn't you tell people?
I know, it was somebody calls and says, no man, congratulations, you're a finalist for the CNN Marches just of the award. Thank you very much. We'll be calling you later and sending you the details.
Yeah.
Now, I know I entered, but like anybody, like someone telling you you've won money, or you've gone, how could you believe it at first? There was that.
There was that.
Then it was after my friends started saying, they said, okay, yes, I was also nominated as a finalist, and I'd be among the finalists. And I told him I want to be the finalist, but I win an award.
Okay.
Because I was that confident.
You were so enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you something. You know, this was an award whereby its meeting point with you was kind of based on, on an event where your country was in indescribable pain. You know that partially.
Yes.
Partially, the award came rather not
so
something for us to celebrate. I know.
Yes.
So as you took the plane to go, as you prepared to go, of course you were happy. It's a prestigious thing. It's your work, and you were awarded. You were happy. But then, how did you connect with this award? With its history and its foundations and everything.
Well, the first thing I wanted to do before the awards, I wanted to come here, but I could not get the guts of stepping ahead because after the bomb blast, which was in July, my first time to step here was July 7th because they had a certain shooting which I had to do from here. 3 days before the actual anniversary for the bomb blast, so I wanted to be there. But the best thing what I could do when I reached the award, and I always tell people, that's my happiest moment in life. If I could get the award, I just told people, you don't know what really took part in my life although I'm getting this award. You don't know what people really went through. But my request to you is just only to stand up. Although you give them 5 seconds and stand up and let us honor them. Yeah. Let us honor them for their lives.
Oh, at the awards,
yes,
you told the other people to get up to
honor them,
pray for the souls here, you know, like a tribute. That was
and that's
very patriotic.
the only thing I could do. And when they were stood up, I was even lost for words because seeing the whole world standing up to honor Ugandans who died.
That was very patriotic.
It was really whatever. And although I told people, I lost my words, not because I had to lose my words, but because people had honored. And at first I thought they could not. But when they stood up, I said, yeah.
I'm glad we had a ground to tell people about you because that is very interesting. You not only represented the journalist fraternity, but I mean the whole country. We are so proud of you.
And it was really,
you should be proud of yourself too.
Yeah, I was proud. That's why I told people, I'm not proud of the award, but when people stood up, and the whole stood up, all the CEOs, all the media people, all the journalists, everybody in the hall standing up and saying, we are giving 5 minutes to you.
Thank you. Thank you
so much. It was 20 seconds, I think, but to me, that was enough. I could not get anything more.
You actually said you didn't want to look at them for over 4 months, but then there are the same pictures that even got you an award. So what impact have they had on your life, you know?
Well,
how do you view life in the eyes of these pictures?
I've started appreciating them because of the award. I really started appreciating that work that day. And I always tell people, it was not me who brought myself here. Because I remember before I came here, I found a journalist. I ran a movie with the camera that night. I found a photographer. I told him, why don't you move with you and you take the pictures? And I read. He told me I have an app. I said, okay, have a camera and I can take this picture. Let me go and take the picture. Because by that time, nobody knew it would be a blast.
I know, I know.
So the only thing about the picture that really touches me is there are pictures you can see. Whenever I look at those pictures, where I see people who are happy, people dancing, at the end of the day, people are dead.
I know.
So when you look at that, and that's when you realize that life is so short. Life is, nobody has a mandate of living or dying. You never know when you're going to die. Yeah. That's one thing that has helped me appreciate in life.
Okay. I must credit you. You are a brave person. You're such a brave soul. And I think that award, I can't help but confirm, like many other people, that award was so well deserved by you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for honoring our invitation. I know that so many journalists and so many people have been inspired by you. It is these stories that bring out the great possibility of moving on even after experiencing the gravest heartbreaks and indescribable pain. Living in peace and harmony, being thankful for each other, and having a reason to be grateful every day when our loved ones come home in one piece is my take home from the stories of Julius, Eva, and Norman. Different circumstances, but similar pain. That was it on Life Stories. I'm Justine. Until next week, be sure to let your loved ones know that you indeed love them.